Hey guys, James with Torches and Tactical, and you know the drill. I'm always searching for that perfect piece of EDC tech that punches way above its weight, and today I think I've got something that is so small and so feature packed, yet still so surprisingly versatile, it's almost unbelievable. So before I get started, I do want to say thank you to Banggood for sending me the Wuben G5. If you guys hadn't seen it, I did just do a review on the Astrolux CP01. They got some pretty cool lights over there. I will include some links below for the Wuben G5. And if you want to check out any others, I got some coupon codes down below as well. So again, huge thank you to Banggood for sending over the Wuben G5. So guys, this is the Wuben G5, if you couldn't guess from earlier. I think it's here to redefine what a compact flashlight can do. Is this the ultimate mini multi-tool that you've been waiting for? Let's go ahead and take a look at it for a bit and find out. But before we do that, I do just want to get all this other stuff out of the way. So I'm going to start off by saying, guys, here's the box. And if you remember the X2 and the X3, I thought those packages were perfect. Frankly, I hate this one. Uh, almost every single one of these has these little tabs that break, and I don't like what they've done with the packaging. But that aside, I mean, it looks nice. Just don't try to open it too many times. I'm gonna get this out of the way. And inside, you get a user manual, a USB-A to USB-C cord. It'll help you keep it topped up. And there's also a lanyard. I attached it here, but if you don't want to attach it directly to the flashlight, you do have this small metallic ring here as well, so you can attach it to that. Might make it a little easier in order to go ahead and get it, or I guess keep it loose. So get this out of the way. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and take this off too, just so you guys can see. Taking it off is literally just the opposite of putting it on there. So it comes on and off very easily if you want it or if you don't. And now that we got the box out of the way, I will tell you my first impressions straight out of that box. The G5 is incredibly tiny. We're talking about 3.7 centimeters by 1.5 centimeters by 6.2 centimeters, and it comes in at a very, very scant 52 grams. So that's lighter than an egg. I will go ahead and set this down here, and I got a couple objects that I just want to show you. I have a couple items just for size comparison, and yes, I know they're super, super random, so don't judge me. But here we have it next to my mouse. Logitech mouse. There's also my Kaiser Amicus and even a hacky sack. So you guys can see how incredibly tiny the Wuben G5 is. I'm going to get these out of the way because those aren't the star of this show. The G5 is. So like I said, they have specifically designed this to be ultra compact, fitting in any watch pocket or jacket sleeve without adding a bunch of extra bulk. But don't let its size fool you because it is incredibly robust. Now I haven't released it yet, but I do have a review on the X2 Pro, and frankly, I hate the rotating head on the X2 Pro. It feels cheap, flimsy, like it's going to break. But you can tell with that second iteration of the G5, I mean it when I say that it is incredibly robust. This doesn't feel like it's going to snap off. The rotation feels fantastic. So look for that X2 Pro video coming out very soon because you guys, I think, will agree with how much flex there is. So it has its sleek, modern, almost lighter-like design. I mean, frankly, I think this looks like it might be, or it's designed to match a Zippo lighter, and it has that matte aluminum alloy body that is very smooth to the touch and really does resist scratch as well. So you can see even with these subtle heat dissipating fins on the back, right there, that you can tell there's quite a bit of power packed inside. They're definitely hinting at that. So I think one of the coolest designs on this is that 180-degree rotatable head. It isn't just a gimmick, it allows you to direct that beam exactly where you need it and go totally hands-free. You can clip it to your hat, backpack, or your belt with this rotating clip, and it can be repositioned for optimal carry, tucking away neatly when not in use. So some earlier users have found that the head was a bit stiff to adjust initially, but it does loosen up and proves to be very durable. I mean, frankly, I do this all the time, and it hasn't felt like it's loosening up to me, but it didn't feel overly tight either. So I know you guys are curious how it works, but give me just another second, I promise. So what you can see here is that this light does lock out, so no matter what you do, it's not going to turn on in your pocket. You can flip it to the on position, da-da, but it is actually a two-stage switch, so you can slide it all the way over, and that unlocks your USB-C charging port as well. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it to the unlocked but on state, and now you can see, there we go, put it in white light mode, and you can adjust brightness with a hidden dial. I call it hidden, but if you're not specifically looking for it, you may find that it goes completely unnoticed. So with that white light, it does come in at 400 lumens. Sorry, I just wanted to verify. I don't want to give you guys any wrong information, but it does come in at 400 lumens. And if you noticed when I long pressed it, it swapped from a red light. That's because this does have built-in RGB as well. So very, very cool. To be able to swap over to oh, to be able to swap over to a white light when you need it, and then if you want to set out party mode, press and hold, it will go over to RGB. So here you can see blue, pink, yellow, green, blue, red. So it cycles through a whole bunch of colors. Now, if that white light is your daily grind, what you're looking for, I will be very pleased to tell you that you can, like I said earlier, use this as a directional work light because it does have a magnet. And if you find that just straight out doesn't hold exactly where you want it, you can rotate that head to exactly where you might need some light. So I'm going to go ahead and get that off there. It is plenty bright for daily tasks, such as finding lost items or even navigating in the dark. But I think the G5 is really set apart with that multimodal lighting. Like I said, it is beyond that powerful white light. You got that full RGB control. You can rotate that rotary dial, get those colors. And this is fantastic for camping, setting the mood, or even some discrete signaling. And if that wasn't enough, you can double tap that side switch, and you do get a beacon for whatever color you are in. So if you need to be seen in an emergency, the G5 has you covered with specialized flashing modes like red blue, red green, and red yellow. So quick word of caution here. While these are excellent for emergency signaling, you got to be mindful of when and where you use that red blue flashing light because they can resemble official emergency services. But for genuine roadside emergencies or signaling a team outdoors, I think these are invaluable. The user interface, controlled by a slider, a side switch, and that rotary wheel, might seem like a lot at first, but it becomes very quickly super intuitive. So, like I said, this does have a USB-C charging port, and I do have a cable right here. And I do want to show you that the RGB LED will shine red while it's charging, and then swap over to blue when it is complete. So very, very nice to see that. And on top of that, I do want to focus a little more on that indexable pocket clip because if you find that you want to put it on a vest, you can rotate this to the side, but don't just simply rotate. I don't want you to break it. What you got to do is you got to pull out, and then it allows you to index exactly where you might want that pocket clip to be at. You can set it 180 degrees. So whatever it's best for your use case, you can go ahead and do that. So guys, the power for the G5 comes from an internal 450 milliamp hour LiPo cell. And with that Type-C charging, it means you can go from empty to full in about an hour and a half. So it is super convenient. I love that feature supports direct power supply, meaning that you can use the light while it is charging, which is critical, I think, in a pinch. The sliding switch on the side not only acts as a lock, but reveals that USB-C port. I think that definitely adds to its ruggedness as well. And speaking of ruggedness, the G5 is a true beast for its size. With that metal body, an IP68 waterproof rating, and 1 meter impact resistance, I think it's built to withstand rough conditions, such as rain, mud, or even accidental drops or brief submersions. Users have put this thing through its paces in real world scenarios well before my review came out, and it seems like it's surviving quite well. Some of these were from survival instructors and outdoor enthusiasts, and it seems to consistently hold up. So one review that I saw noted that the magnetic tail could be a little stronger. I definitely agree, but I think as long as it's not moving or it's on a rotating surface, I think it is still fantastic for vertical surfaces and offers great hands-free utility. So guys, I want to know now, who do you think the Wuben G5 is for? Me, I think it's for anyone looking for an ultra compact, versatile, and tough EDC that's going to go way beyond basic illumination. Um, with the box out of the way, I can't really find too many faults with the G5. I love this thing way more than I thought I was going to. I think it's an outstanding choice. It has that combination of white light, full RGB, versatile emergency modes, rotating head, magnetic tail. Whew, I feel like I'm running out of breath telling you about these. But it also has that quick USB-C charging. So for its price, often around $20 to $25, I literally just saw this on sale for $19.99. The Wuben G5 offers an insane amount of functionality and quality. I think it's earned its place in countless EDC kits because of its practical, powerful, and genuinely fun use. It is a small light that delivers major innovation, and I highly recommend checking it out. So I know you guys want to see how this works at night too. You don't want to see just it shine on my desk. So let's go ahead and get outside and see how this works, and then I will give you guys my final goodbye. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, guys, tonight we're out with the Wuben G5, so I'm just going to go ahead and get straight into it. So I'm going to ramp up all the way. So this is 400 lumens with the Wuben G5, and it does have that stepless, there we go, that stepless adjustment, so you can go all the way up and all the way down. Now again, this is not something where you're going to sit there and expect to get 200 meters out of it, but it does give a lot of flood. And if you want to see them, I will press and hold, and you can cycle through these colors. But that's not it. You can do a double press, 1, 2, and you have your colored strobes as well. So this one is red and green. Double press again, we got red and yellow. Double press again, we have red and blue. And again, guys, be careful. Don't do something stupid with this red and blue. All right, now I will turn it back on and show you guys one more time. 400 lumens with the Wuben G5. All right, let's go ahead and get back inside. All right, guys, we went outside, and frankly, I think that just adds to it. Seeing how well, even with such a small reflector, how everything comes through. I think 400 lumens is kind of the sweet spot. It's very small. It doesn't have that a heat sink as much as a lot of other flashlights that are basically sitting on a copper substrate. So you can expect that if it goes too high, it's going to get warm. So I think 400 lumens is the perfect sweet spot for it. But guys, tell me down in the comments what you think of the Wuben G5. If this is something that fits your bill, I highly recommend checking out those links. Thank you again, Banggood, for sponsoring this video with the Wuben G5. And that's my full review. So guys, if I could get you to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more awesome gear and flashlight reviews, and ring that notification bell, I would love it. And until then, see you next time.